Okay, I have a conundrum that I would like you to puzzle out with me, and it relates to making yourself better and how that is an inherently problematic thing to set out to do. And this is a new one for me. This is not how I thought about this even a month ago. So here's the issue. I have an interest in self-development. I've been really quite, dedicated to it over especially the last year. Seeking out help, reading stuff, watching all the videos, trying to make myself better. and there's an insidious aspect to this process. And it goes like this. By taking the position that you need to get better, yes, you do kind of set out on a noble path. Yeah, I want to make myself better. That's great. But you've also established subconsciously, I am not good enough. Just like that. Without realizing it, you've just set yourself into this position of not being good enough the way you are currently. And you might think, like, well, duh, that's why I want to get better, because I'm not good enough right now. I'm not healthy enough or fit enough. I don't make enough money. I'm not smart enough. I'm not attractive enough, whatever. But having gone through a lot of this, I'm now at the point where, the real cake here is the real cake of self-development for me is loving myself. Like that's the thing that is the real prize, because that's what I would be working towards with all of those other things. If I were so focused on, my career or getting the right house, or, kind of solving all of my, whatever health issues, and the goal is to then at some point be like, I've made it. I did it. Here I am. I've arrived. I'm good enough. I've met some arbitrary bar, and now I'm good enough. Maybe I need to make a certain amount of money, be a certain amount popular. I need to be some amount healthy and fit. All of these things. And then I'm good enough, and then I can kind of just relax and bask in the sun and just be enough, right? and God, it doesn't work like that. And the nutty thing is, I realize just telling you this doesn't make it so for you, but it's still worth thinking about. That whole bit of trying to make yourself better constantly because you don't think you're good enough is just this really deep-seated part of the psychology of someone who developed the idea that they weren't good enough because in childhood they got the message that they weren't good enough, that they had to be different in order to be acceptable. And it's super common, like scary common. And so now I'm looking at my life going, how can I make this better? I need to be better. I'm you know, I got all of these things, all the things I've already listed, you know? And I'm trying to make them better, including like, how do I be more genuine? How do I be the real me? I need to be the real me. And it's all anchored in insecurity and fear. And now going back to, you know, if you were setting out to make yourself better, the conundrum being that you've already started by putting yourself in this position of insufficiency. I'm not good enough right now. Right now. Like not once I make a little bit more money, or not once I stick to a workout regimen or schedule, not once I really get meditation nailed down, not once I kind of fix the broken relationships in my life. None of that. Like right now. Like in this very moment. Feeling like you're enough. It may seem impossible. Like how can you do that? How can you just, you know, wave a mental magic wand and say, I am actually good enough right now. This is it. But it's so necessary because it's the only way that you get there. If it worked to make yourself better in order to feel good about yourself, like if that worked, like if all you needed to do was, I just need to make $100,000 a year working part-time remotely, and I need to have a six-pack, and I need to have a cool car and a nice house, and you know, if that worked, I think we would know it. I mean, we wouldn't hear about people who have it all but are miserable, right? Those people exist. There's rich, beautiful people, you know, with all the abs you can count and just everything, but they're miserable. Like, yeah, that happens. And conversely, there are people on the opposite end of the spectrum. They've got nothing. They ain't pretty, you know, they don't get to lean on that. They're missing teeth. They're not healthy, but they're happy. They feel good. They're not worrying about making themselves better because they feel good already. So it's not the external that creates the feeling of enoughness, of goodness in someone. It's just not. It's nothing external can do it for you. Spooked me. I thought it was a goose coming to get me. Those things are aggressive sometimes. You gotta watch out. So if nothing external can make you feel whole, what does? What's the thing, the internal thing that will make someone feel enough? Like, just right now, I'm enough. And I'm not going to try and answer that right now, but I think it's an excellent question. If I thought just giving you the answer right now would work, I'd be happy to do it. But I think it's better, honestly, just to ponder it. Like if you can, for the sake of the thought experiment, if you believed me, you know, for that nothing external can make you feel truly whole and truly enough. That, hey, how do you get it on the inside? And think about that. But going back to the original conundrum of, okay, well, I still want to make myself better, but I also don't want to just take the baseline assumption that I'm not good enough either, because I want to be good enough. If I did believe I was good enough, then how would I ever get better? How would I get a better job or better relationships or whatever it is that you want? And the best I can give you on that one is that, yeah, it is not ideal to want to make yourself better. Like there's an imperfect aspect to that. And that's because we're imperfect. Kind of. And it's okay. And so the way that I think you get through that conundrum is by saying, yeah, I don't fully love myself yet. And that's okay, because that's just where I am right now. And that's a part of me. And this is a part of my process. This is my path. And that's okay. And by accepting it and by looking at yourself with compassion, then I think you've worked your way out of the conundrum. Because then you can be okay with it. You can be okay with yourself as you are, even in not being okay with yourself. And that's what it takes. It takes being okay with yourself. No matter what. Right now. I know, it's hard to feel that one. But I'm getting there. And, I just went through this big roundabout process, working with a men's coach, just kind of going deep on my own psychology and just digging, a lot of uncomfortable, deep digging. And I tell you, I don't think there's a sweeter place to get to after all of that than feeling okay with yourself. It's like the ultimate finish line in a way. And not that you're finished, but it's it's funny because I'm not an expert in this stuff at all. But I love it. And it's been so much deeper. I got a spider web. Ugh. Okay, it's been so much deeper than I thought it would be. I didn't know where it was going. When I really started looking about a year ago, I didn't know what was making me so uneasy, and I didn't know what I was searching for. I knew that there was something about me that I wasn't connecting with. There wasn't something solid there, a solid foundation from which I could go off into life and do life. Didn't have solid footing. And so I did a fucking year of all this work, paying all this money, working with this person that's, sending me on all of these wild mental trips. And you end up right back where you fucking started. Which is, you were already fine to begin with. And it's wild. And every time I'm able to connect with that thought, it makes me laugh. And that's that's kind of one of the funny things about this, is that it has created this involuntary laughter response to so many things, where I can see what's going on around me, or what's happening to me, or what my mental state is in this moment, and I end up laughing about it because it's funny, and it's like before it would have been negative and like beating myself up. Like, man, I've just been my own punching bag for, probably 30 years now. Probably not quite that long. I don't know when it started. Maybe in high school or something. Close to 30 years. It's a long time to be beating yourself up. Especially since you don't need to. It doesn't really do a whole lot of good. Now, it's not binary in the sense that I don't love myself completely and fully, and I'm not perfect. There you go, laughing again. Because it's okay, and that's the perfect part. That's the part where I win, is that I'm okay with not being perfect, which is perfect, right? So that's the deal. Man, what a relief! What a fucking relief! I gotta switch arms. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm even gonna use my big camera today. I'm just gonna carry it around for no reason. Shit. So, part of the reason why I'm more able to laugh right now, let's point this camera down just a little bit more. Part of what's making the laughter possible is that there's a lot of relief in my system. And getting that relief and feeling that release, wow, it's like I get to experience what this other baseline feels like. And I'm tempted to say this normal baseline, like what it maybe should have been the whole time, which is one of levity and curiosity and compassion, things like that. I always love this spot. I just like the view looking this way. There's usually some sort of fun sun situation with angles of the light coming through, and I'd say right now it's only B+, but in general it's a good spot. So the relief that I feel is getting away from this subconscious but pervasive feeling of inadequacy. And if you know that comes from early childhood, then I think it's easier to accept that to a child, being inadequate is a really big deal, like possibly life-threatening. And so so you develop workarounds to make sure that you are adequate to the people around you, to the people that are responsible for keeping you alive. You will survive somehow. You'll create identities that are more likable to the people responsible for your safety, right? But deep down, you still know that you're not safe unless you're being something different from yourself. You're not safe. Oh, and that's really what I came to appreciate, was that in my everyday life, even when I'm at home with my wife and all is good, I was actually scared. It was just this subconscious fear that, oh, this could all end, and I'm not doing good enough. I have to do better. I have to figure out, how do I be a better husband? How do I be a better father? How do I be a better this and that and this and that? And always working to be better, because I knew that I wasn't good enough. And man, I wasn't consciously aware of that at all. And now I can appreciate the amount of just stress, wear and tear on my psychology, on my physiology, on my physical body that was creating. Because it's like a little bit of a fear of death all the time. And it wasn't until I had the breakthrough moment of truly experiencing and feeling the reality that I didn't believe I was good enough, that I couldn't trust the people around me, anyone around me, fully. I could not let them in and let them see me at my absolute most vulnerable. I couldn't do it. It's terrifying. And it wasn't until I had this real breakthrough moment that was a profound, capital P, profound experience of feeling terror about being alone and not being accepted. I mean, like laying on the ground screaming terror. Oh. Whew. And I had to admit, in that moment, I had to accept that I needed help, that I needed to be loved. Needed to be loved. I didn't even understand needs very well before this. Needs still always seemed like nice to haves. Like, I need to get to the gym and work out, otherwise I'll be grumpy, No. I need to be loved. Not optional. And in that moment of clarity, when I admitted that I desperately needed love, I was then able to understand that I was really the only one that could truly give me that love in that moment. That was the starting place, was self-love. And I couldn't either love or accept love from others until I was able to do it for myself. Now, I'd made a video a while ago about, kind of realizing I don't really truly love myself. But I didn't really get it. I hadn't felt it. I knew it logically. I hadn't actually experienced the feeling. And experiencing the feeling on a deep level is some other fucking shit. It's not subtle. You won't miss it. You will know it if it happens to you. There won't be any question, because you'll think you're going insane, and your neighbors will think that somebody's being murdered, and it's just like it is crazy, and that's what I went through just a few days ago, of feeling the fear of not being loved, feeling the need to be loved. Again, the need. And it wasn't just to be loved. I didn't even understand what love was, And now I realize, I get that it's this total acceptance of someone. Total. Not, most of the time, most of the parts. Not even 99%. Not 99.99, but like absolutely and completely 100% of the person. All of them. Not just their nice parts, not just the parts that they've spent a lot of time developing, all of the parts. And when I felt that, when I got it, when it really got in me, oh man, I felt this total, full body need to be loved completely, 100%. Like I need somebody to see me in this most vulnerable state and to completely accept me no matter what. I needed that. And that's what a baby needs. I was feeling like a baby. I was experiencing what it was like to be a baby and have that need to be picked up and loved and comforted and completely accepted. And experiencing that need myself really helped me understand how I was not providing that to anyone in my life. I was not giving that unconditional 100% acceptance and love to anyone in my life. Perhaps with the exception of like my kids, but even then, I don't think it's possible to love fully if you don't love yourself first. And that was one of my big key takeaways from that experience was, oh my God, I don't love myself. I'm terrified. I have to love myself. And then actually getting to the point where it's like, oh, I see and I accept that I am flawed and that's okay. That's part of the deal, and that the love and acceptance of someone has nothing to do with whether or not they have flaws. It's completely irrelevant. Completely. So I got, that was one of my insights on this particularly deep psychological exploration session of mine. Using marijuana, by the way. Amazing substance, marijuana. And I have a lot more respect for it now. I used to think of it more as a recreational drug. I don't think that anymore. Now I'm like, holy shit, that's a spiritual spaceship. And it fucking takes me places. Scary places too. Not fun at all. Terrifying. Actually terrifying. You don't feel terror very often in normal life. Like back there, some guy walked up on me, kind of spooked me for a second. That's about as bad as it gets in normal life for me. But I went on this trip and just like actually was terrified. So, phew. But I got something absolutely, completely and totally invaluable out of it. I got to feel and understand what love is. And again, it's not binary. I'm not 100% here, and that's okay. This is a process, but now I've got this taste of it where it's like, oh, I get it. So now I get to walk around with open eyes. Sorry for the phrase, but it's true. And I can be curious because I'm like, hey, what's coming next? Hey, cool, what's going on? What's happening with you? Instead of worrying about me all the time. Me. That's where the self-consciousness came from not feeling adequate. And so the more adequate I can feel to myself, the less self-conscious I am, the more natural curiosity I have going outward as opposed to fear coming inward. And it's going to touch everything in my life. Being okay with myself is going to change everything in my life for the better. It means everything that I do is now coming from a better place. It's coming from a place of love rather than a place of fear. Including this, I realize this is not necessarily impressive as a feat of self-love, but having a conversation like this, not this is a conversation, but speaking freely about this in a public place like this would not have been as easy. I don't feel as self-conscious. I'm not as worried about how weird I look. I'm able to kind of stay in my zone and speak from what I'm feeling. And it's an important thing for me. That's what I've been looking for. It's so fucking good. And now I'm looking at everything in my life so differently. By the way, God, I am really far away from my truck and I have to turn around because I hope I'm not late. I got shit to do that way. So, I'm okay, just like this. But then I have to figure out, how do I get myself to the gym? Because I'm still not perfect, which is perfect. Try it out for yourself. See if you can see what it feels like to just try, just attempt to accept yourself, even the part of you that doesn't accept yourself. Just try it, and I end up laughing because it's funny. It's kind of impossible, but also it totally works. And the smiles and the laughs come easier, and that's like, it's not because of the external circumstances. This is all internal. It's like things have shifted on the inside of me, and now I can laugh and smile easier. And my God, what a better way to move through life, with some smiles and laughs. I used to feel like, I don't know, dried concrete face. Like, just my face just didn't move much. It's feeling a little concrete right now. Well, that's okay, because whatever, I'm not it's okay. Whatever it is, it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Even when I fuck up, even when I forget, that I love myself, and that's okay. It's all okay. So try that. Try it. Just give it a shot. Try it out. Feel okay about yourself, even the parts of you that don't feel okay about yourself. See if you can get some relief in that. Does it help, like, drop your shoulders? Do you feel any? Do you feel your face just go, oh, finally I can stop holding this false pattern, this facade, because it takes effort to put up a facade. And when you stop putting up a facade, all of a sudden you've got energy that is going into just feeling. It might be feeling good, it might be feeling bad, it might be feeling sad, angry or something, but you'll have more energy into just feeling and being there to feel, as opposed to trying to force a feel that you think you should have or that you should project. I really appreciate being able to talk about this, even to a weird little gimbal camera that looks like Wall-E, and while I'm walking along in the park. It's fantastic, and it tickles me. to know that even one person would watch it and get some amount of benefit or amusement out of it. That's cool. I truly am thankful for that. And you are what I'm thankful for, you know? If you got through this 35-minute video, holy shit, high five to you. And you are awesome and perfect. Even the parts of you that aren't perfect. That's what makes you perfect. The whole thing. 100%, all of it, even in your worst moment. The actual worst moment. Still perfectly lovable. All of it. Like all of it. All of it. You're saying, no, not that part. I'm lazy. Whatever. You know, just like all the things that you beat yourself up about. Yep. Even you beating yourself up about it, it's perfect. Oh, have a great day. All right, I'll see you next time.